What's going on YouTube? Big Philly with Poor Boys RC. Thanks again for tuning in. Sorry I've been a little distant lately. I'm trying, got a lot on my plate. But listen boys, what's more important than what's on my plate is what's on my bench. I somehow came across a Futaba FX10 all-terrain off-road kit. Some similarities to the Taimya Striker maybe. We'll get into that in a little bit. But guys, listen, how cool is it that something like this, an RC time capsule in so many ways. I've been lucky the last couple of years. I found the Bowling Digger on eBay a few years ago. You guys saw that video. And now this one here, the FX10. So I'm super stoked, guys. This thing is unbuilt. The chances of coming across one of these, I think this was released in 1987, correct me if I'm wrong. The chances of finding one of these things in this condition, in box, blister pack, still in good shape, like this is crazy. So found this on Facebook Marketplace. So thank you to, I don't want to name names. So thank you to the seller on Facebook Marketplace. Who's down in California, I believe. Really appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much. My goals with this buggy, guys, like, I'm not gonna go crazy with this thing. From what I understand, the chassis is like, as brittle as like a wafer cracker. It's like, can't take much of a beating. So gotta be pretty gentle with it. It's gonna spend most of its time back there on the shelf. Of course, we have to do a running video with it because it's gonna look so rad. But, you know, I just wanna get this box opened up with you guys, experience it real time together. Check out what's going on inside here. It's gonna be really, really awesome. So stick around. Let's talk about the Futaba FX10. And just a quick little sidebar before we dive into it, the Futaba FX10 is really almost a replica in a way of the Taimya Striker, which a lot of Taimya fans, which I kind of am, would consider the Striker to be ugly, poor performing, brittle, not the most desirable buggy. But you know what? There's something about these ugly 80s buggies that kind of suck. That's super duper rad. And this thing is, it really is a spitting image of it. I think it's kind of cooler in the sense that it's more unique. The decals on it are super 80s. It's just awesome. It's just a really cool piece of RC history. So with that all out of the way, let's get this thing opened up and see what's really going on. You guys ready to go back in time? Pretend it's 1987. Let's get this thing opened up. I am stoked. Smells like smells like my grandma's couch. Look at this beautiful manual, guys. It is in great shape. My goodness, I cannot believe it. Look how much writing there used to be in these things. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Actually, interesting quality paper. Kind of feels almost plasticky a little bit. Almost like 70s. Like, I guess it's yellowed over time, but wow. You guys know I love a good tire sniff, but let's sniff this manual. Oh yeah, that's my grandma's couch. All right, what else is in here? Look at that packaging, boys. This looks so freaking cool. I am beyond stoked right now. Okay, where do I start? We have the ice scraper front bumper. Let's unbox it, I guess, first. I'm gonna unbox it and talk about how cool it is at the same time. I don't give a damn. It's my channel. I can do what I want. We've got, what else? Some cool red parts. Looks like we're gonna have friction shocks on this thing, unfortunately. That's how it was back in the day. Some loose A-arms, jingling about. Front and rear, ABS, plastic gearbox. This thing looks pretty darn tough. Now I gotta say, I've never owned a Taimya Striker. Familiar with this gearbox. It seems like it's unique to the Striker / FX10 platform. If you guys know any different, please let me know in the comments below. But it looks like it's got two different mounting points for two different pinion gear setups. Very Taimya, right? Very low speed, high speed gear ratios. So that's kind of rad. And with the spacing on there, I'm gonna say it's probably a 4-tooth variance, which is pretty significant. What else is in here? We got one of these doodads. No idea what it is. Wicked. And there's his counterpart. Motor cover, front suspension, what do you call it? Like mounting area, quadrant, battery tray maybe. Blister packs. I love them. And obviously there's something missing here. What's the label? Front tires, all-terrain tires. Okay, well, we still have those. they're just not in this, they're not packaged as they would have been right from factory, and that's okay. You will notice the motor is missing. Now, this seller that I purchased this from did include a Taimya Mabuchi motor, which is basically what would have been in here. I don't think it would have had the sticker back in the day, but that's totally cool. I'm totally cool with that. We've got our rear springs, teeny little front springs, front uprights, a pinion gear, and some screwage. Looks like the previous owner thought about building this at one point, had it all opened up. Vintage speed controller that has been used, definitely shows signs of use, still needs assembly. So I'm not too sure what the history is on this Speedo. Just like all of you guys, I hate mechanical speed controllers, but sometimes you just need to have one in a vintage kit just to make it work with the vintage kit. Now, this one seems like it's got a bit of a history, and I remember my old Midnight Pumpkin, and it used to, and 87, 88, right? And it used to have worn out contacts just like that on a Speedo, and it ran like crap. So I don't know if I want to install this. I would love to install it just to have the look, but this seems like it's been used. I mean, obviously it's been used, which is fine, but in a kit that's as fragile as this might not be the right fit for me. I might need to find a nice Futaba ESC. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink to any of you out there that are watching that may have one for sale. Let me know, hit me down in the comments below, or email me at poorboysrchristmas@gmail.com, and we'll see about that, because that would be super cool. Now, that all being said, listen guys, this thing still has the resistor, the fresh, beautiful resistor cover. I'm gonna mount this resistor because you can't have an FX10 without it, can you? Like, I mean, look at this thing, it's gorgeous. And this has obviously never been installed. This thing is absolutely mint. So that's pretty cool. Really, really cool. Wow. 1987. How old were you in 87? I was 9. And these things were like a dream to have. Now I'm 40 and I like drinking beer and playing with these things. All right, what else is in here? Let's get back to business. Look at these bushings, guys. They're teal. 1970s hospital wall teal. What that's all about, I couldn't tell you. But I'm going to use these. Oh, do they call them bearings? Resin bearing. A resin bearing. Think about that for a second. Actually, they're really hard. But you know what? I'm going to use these because that's what the kit came with, and I want to keep it as authentic as possible. So yes, we're going to use the hospital teal resin bearings. Super cool. Screwbag C says we have some screws. Looks like we've got a diff. Looks very Grasshopper Pumpkin Lunchbox. Grasshopper 2, the most used gearbox in the history of RC. Looks a lot like that. Open diff. I'm gonna open this up. Oh, this plastic is like rigid and crunchy. It's weird. But look at these dog bones, guys. It's like out of a TT02B, big, bulky plastic dog bone. Pretty cool. Like, nice, like, these parts haven't changed much, have they, in almost 40 years? And we've got some tie rod ends, we got some grease, we got the obligatory T-wrench, Master of Puppets style. We've got a driver, the old Taimya style driver figure, but not up for you guys to take a gander at. We've got ourselves another screw bag. We got screw bag B there, bud. Let's get onto these wheels, crack these open as well. See what these wheels have to say. We've got a narrower front wheel. Grandma? Grandma, is that you? Bad juju. Anyway, so those are the front wheels, guys. Looking awesome. The tires. Look at this, boys. They're mint. They're mint. Not a crack on them. Now, I normally do my tire sniff. What do you think these would smell like after almost 40 years? Grandma's apartment. One more time. All right. But, you know, they're still soft enough. Like, you can tell they're starting a little crunchy, a little more rigid, but these still have plenty of life left in them. Grandma's apartment. And actually a little softer, ribbed, for her pleasure. Now, I think you can even pick this up on camera. Like, this body is kind of, it looks thick and yellow. So let's get it out of here and see what's really going on. Is it just the chassis underneath? No. Yeah, I think the chassis was skewing it a little bit. Yeah. Okay, but there's the body there, guys. Check that out. This thing is super dope. A Lamborghini Countach. Super, super cool body. Not even trimmed out yet, which is just unbelievable. That's going to be a great time getting this thing cracked open. What about this chassis, boys? Look at this. I don't know much about this thing yet, but I'm going to say that's a weak point. As long as you don't run it, it's fine. So I might look into strengthening that somehow. Paul, I'm sure you have an idea. I think you actually messaged me about it a while ago, but someone out there must know about a strengthening piece to this. Remember, guys, this thing's almost 40 years old. I do not want to just go out and run it and break it on my first run. So if there is something I can put in here, a part that I can buy made of metal or carbon fiber or whatever, fiberglass, please let me know in the comments below, or shoot me an email or a text and let me know, because I don't want to break this thing. I'm going to say that's probably a pretty weak point, but all that aside, cool looking chassis, guys. You know, it's definitely, again, Starship Enterprise after, you know, a couple bags of Cheetos and a couple Big Mac Happy Meals. It was 1987. Who gives a damn? Oh, the decals. And this is one thing that I love about the FX10 over the Striker is the Striker's got a beautiful livery to it, but the FX10 livery I just find is even better. Something about red, yellow, orange, screams 80s, with some gold and some black. Like that is just, that says, hey, listen, I'm here to race, I'm here to win. And so that's basically the unboxing of it. But listen, the seller even threw in this vintage battery pack, a 6-cell. So some nice, look at this battery, boys. This is super cool. And this right here, where they used to print like the cell voltage outputs or whatever the heck that is, made it seem more official, made it seem like, you know, you were getting something serious here. I'm going to try and revive this pack. I mean, obviously it's been sitting for a long time, but we're going to put the sucker on the charger, cycle it as many times as we have to cycle it to see if this thing has any life in it. And if it does have life in it, and if it works in this thing, guys, I'm going to be thrilled. How freaking cool is that? So cool. This is beyond cool. So again, seller, thank you for including this, because this is a nice little special add-on that, you know, in a world where everyone's trying to screw everyone else over to get ahead, it's nice that a guy would throw that in. So thank you once again. So that's it for me, guys. I am out of here for today. Love you all. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please do consider throwing down a thumbs up, subscribing. Really means a lot to us YouTube content creators. And until next time, be excellent to each other.